gals, welcome back to Doing Redneck Things Off Grid. Today is June 6th, 2024, and 80 years ago today, 4,492 men lost their lives on D-Day. Yeah, 4,400 men died on this day 80 years ago, so freedom wouldn't die. So thanks to the men that survived and those who gave their lives for our freedom on that day. For most of us to be grandfathers and great-grandfathers that served. So, alright, let's get to it. Alright, today, oh, look at that sun. Ooh-wee, nice sunrise. Alright, it has been a little over a month since we put in our 48 volt, and since then I have split the solar arrays and added 2 panels over here, which are 250 watts each, but each panel is tied to an individual tracking system. So what we have now, let me turn this thing around. What we have now is 1250 volts or watts, 1250 watts coming into our SunGold. It's a little dark in here. Even with the light, it's dark in here. So anyway, bear with me. It's I'll show you what's going on. Alright, as you can see, these numbers right here now are pretty much the same this morning. They're instead of running all my panels into one of the charge controllers, I split them, so I have 1250 going into both charge controllers. So I have 2,500 total watts going into our SunGold power. And alright, let me do some things here. I was watching G-Bears. Let me get in the light here. There we go. I was watching G-Bears channel, and he was having guys talk about one battery won't drag the whole battery bank down, and I have a perfect example of it. Let me move my fan here. I got a big fan in here, keeping all the electronics cool. So anyway, let's talk some batteries here. Right now I have four rows of 4 of the batteries ran in series to get 48 volts. And out of each end of the batteries comes a positive and negative one off. Got a positive coming off this end and a negative coming off that end, and they're all the same on all the battery rows. Well, let me explain what happened. I had a viewer told me how to run all of the batteries so that the batteries would make, okay, say this battery here with my foot, make this whole row one battery coming at 12 volts. It'll make it this whole row big 12 volt battery with a positive and negative on that. And what it did was run a negative to a positive to each battery. I'm kind of like, bear with me. I just woke up and it's already hot. So what had happened is I ran all these batteries, so I had like 5 big batteries ran at 48 volts into the SunGo Power, which I only had 1 red and 1 black. Well, what happened is one of the batteries went bad, and because it was in all my batteries were in series parallel to one another, one battery took out my whole battery bank. So I had to disconnect virtually disconnect all of the batteries, and wound up putting one row together, and I had to go through and test all of the batteries to find out which one was bad. I found the bad one, and because these batteries are so expensive, I went to 4 rows of 4 batteries, ran in series to get 48 volts. And as you can see, now there's 4 wires going into the bus bar, 4 positive and 4 black, and that all runs into the SunGo Power, all in one. So I'm gonna put my fan back to keep this thing cold. So that people that just think, okay, the one battery can't take your battery bank out. Well, one battery took out 20. I got 20 of these batteries, and one battery took it out. So for you naysayers saying one battery can't take out the whole thing, well, I lost my whole battery bank because of one battery, which was a mess. So I had, and it took me 3 days of testing each battery and making sure it was fully charged. So it was like 3 days it took me to get it all figured out. Found the bad battery, pulled it out of line, and had to rethink all my thing. What I did was my 3 extra batteries, because I had one that was bad, I put them on my Midnight Charge, Midnight Classic 250, to keep them charged as backup batteries. And I also have the Windmill, our 400 watt windmill, run through the bridge rectifier and that little gauge and thing. G-Bear helped me set that thing up, which is really cool. It's running to these batteries to help keep the 3 that are left over from sitting and going bad. So anyway, now what we're doing is, it's been a little over, like I said, it's been a little over a month since we've switched over to 48 volts, and let me show you some of the benefits. That plug right there is, this one right here is running our RV and our son's RV. It's a 20 amp plug hooked to a 20 amp to our 20 amp fuse. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty dark in here, but it's hooked to its own 20 amp fuse, and got the ground fault. You guys saw that video earlier. But benefits of having a 48 volt, I wish I'd have known this when I started. It would have saved me a lot of money, and a lot of cheap charge controllers gone out the door that just didn't work. The other thing is, I got more power now that I don't even get a hiccup out of the charge controller, so it's beneficial. I wish I'd have known about 48, but I learned as I go, and G-Bear's been a big help. Been a big help with this, and the other benefit we have, my son runs his swamp cooler all night long. We run our swamp cooler all night long. Plenty of juice. We both run TVs. We have a freezer in our RV. We can do laundry during the day or at night. It don't even, we're right now we're at barely 20% of the power that we have. Let me get that microphone thing out of me. So, benefits of having 48 volt. If you're going to go off grid, I highly recommend get the SunGold Power all in one. Ours is 10,000. I needed 10. I think they have 6, 8, 10, and 12,000 watt all-in-ones. Do figure out what your needs are for your home, and I highly recommend get the SunGold Power. The benefits are just unbelievable. I haven't tried running power tools and stuff during the day, but I'm sure it's going to be no problem. With I have 10,000 watts of power, run at 48 volt, and a 220 power coming out to a power box, and it's, I'm not an electrician, guys. I had to ask for a lot of help to get this done, and I got it done. And the benefits are unbelievable. If you're going to go off grid, spend the extra money and get the good stuff. Get the highest watts panels you can, so you don't have to buy as many panels. Right now we're hooked up to 10 250 watt panels. So I got 2,500 watts of powers divided by 2 on each. I think you see on each of my solar trackers. I have 1,250 watts of solar going to our all-in-one. Unbelievable amount of power. I highly recommend it. I wish I didn't, like I said, I wish I'd have known about this sooner. It would have saved me a lot of money and a lot of headaches, a lot of cheap charge controllers and inverters that don't work. I mean, we were on a 4,000 watt inverter, and with the 50 amp service coming out of the toy hauler, it wasn't the 4,000, even though it was 4,000 watts. It wasn't enough juice to run. Even with 20 batteries storage, it would still kick the inverter off. If the inverter in the toy hauler went on, it would kick this inverter off, and we'd lose power. This RV is totally self-sufficient. Have 880 watts of solar on the roof, a 4,000 watt inverter, and 2 Renogy 2,200 amp hour batteries. Runs that 24/7. We have nothing running into it, but we do use the cord coming out of there. We use the extra power to plug the well in at night, just so. I mean, even though I probably don't need it, I could probably plug the well into our all-in-one. Sorry about that. Into the all-in-one, but it just Leanne uses. We're still getting used to having more power than we need, so it's been interesting. So, but anyway, benefits of having a 48 volt system are phenomenal. I highly suggest getting the all-in-one. Whether, you know, I'll try to leave a link in the comments about where you can purchase them. I think we got ours off of Amazon, and I did a review for them, and it's pretty cool. You know, I highly recommend spend the extra money, get the good stuff. It'll save you a bunch of headaches. We've been off grid for going on. This is our 5th year. We've been off grid, going off grid for 5 years. So this is our 5th year, and could have saved myself a lot of headaches just by having the knowledge to hook up 48 volts. It would have saved me a whole bunch of headaches and time. Nights figuring out how many, you know, buying batteries that weren't big enough, and buying this and buying that, and everything not working. So it's crazy. But anyway, that is going to do it. Highly recommend 48 volt system for off-grid, for all your off-grid needs. It is an amazing benefit. We are so happy that we switched over. It was worth the money. I mean, I'm going to put a link in the description below on the inverter that we bought, and they got the Life Pro 4 batteries now. G-Bear says you can get 4 of them that will replace 4 batteries that are 48 volts that will replace my 20. It's amazing. Buy the good stuff. Save you some headaches. And go see G-Bear. Go see Will Prowse. Will Prowse is a real technical guy. G-Bear's really down to earth, but go see these guys and learn and get it done the right way. God bless everybody. Support your troops. Get out and vote. I will see you on the next video. Bye. God bless.